Hi, and welcome to Marshie's Inspired Studio. And today, what we're talking about is how to prepare financially living alone. Now, if you look on the back of the wall there, you'll see plaques because I have been a personal financial representative for 30 years now. But this is not what this channel is about. But I do feel like I need to talk about how you need to prepare because it's so important. So, we're going to talk about an emergency fund. An emergency fund is for those things that happen that are unexpected and they normally come in threes. It's Murphy's Law, right? But before I dig in, I wrote Grandparent Memories from the Heart, okay? And I wrote 13 interactive challenges to self discovery. You can find those links below and please get your free Let Go poster. All right. So, how do we prepare financially living alone? Well, first of all, you've got to have a budget. If you don't have a budget, you need to get one because we're at this age where we're about to be on a fixed income and you need to learn how to live within your means or below your means. Okay? I'm going to repeat that. Live below your means. And you need to do it now before you're on that fixed income. So, your emergency fund needs to be 3 to 6 months minimum of paying your household bills. And why do we have the emergency fund? The reason for the emergency fund is to make sure that you don't get into a position. Let's say the washing machine kicks the bucket, the hot water heater starts leaking all over, or you have a repair that you have to do on the roof. You need to have that money set aside, okay? And not take a big hickey with a credit card bill. So the emergency fund is to get by from an unexpected expense. Let's say all of a sudden, oh crap, a tooth, I need a root canal. Your emergency fund. This is why we have an emergency fund. Is for emergencies. Not to go on vacation, not to give it to your kids, not to give it to your grandkids, but for those unexpected events that inevitably will come. So, budgeting. You have to learn this concept if you haven't already. And I can make another video on that. If you want me to make a video on budgeting, put budget in the comment below and I'll be happy to do it. Okay. Um, Smart insurance or benefits to cover health, home, or emergencies. Insurance, 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 insurance. Right? You can just get insurance out. If it's not insurance, it's taxes. And it's like, dude, give me a break. Now, I sell um, insurance and I understand the value of it and why you should have it. But there's medical insurance, there's life insurance, there's short term and long term disability insurance, there's car insurance, there's boat insurance, there's RV insurance, there's all kinds of insurance, umbrella insurance, right? Healthcare. You may be like me and you see it's almost there, almost age 65, almost Medicare, but you're not quite there. And you might also be like me where you're semi retired and you're going, I got this gap here of no insurance. And let me tell you, it is scary. Okay? I'll give you an example. I did the Obamacare, right? This is not a political channel. You might like it, you might dislike it, whatever. But the point is that is a vehicle that anyone can use to get some health insurance. All right? Which is not a bad thing. I did it. I did it when it first came out. I did it for 1 year. Then it went up triple. I said, I can't afford that. Not doing it. Well, then I got to age 55. I said, okay, I'll try this whirly one more time. I didn't go to the doctor, not even once. And I got a hickey of $6,000. I was like, what? It was on my income tax. I was like, my income tax? Why am I paying income tax? I should be getting money back. What is happening here? And it was the Obamacare because my uh, salary went up a little bit or something. And I was like, you got to be joking me. I was livid, beyond livid. So anyway, I was like, okay, fine. I'm not doing that anymore. I am not here to advise you on your finances, your medical, or any mental issues, okay? But I am here to encourage you to look into, to educate yourself on what you need to do. Each person is different and each person has their own course to take. Now, there's other kinds of insurance out there for health. You could get, maybe if you've just left a job, Cobra, you may be able to just buy an individual policy or be on your spouse's policy. Oh, okay. So the most important thing you can do is make sure that you stay healthy. Now, how do you do that? You eat right and you exercise. That's the two bottom lines, right? Eat an apple a day, keep the doctor away. Make sure that you wash and rinse it first because all the pesticides. But anyway, that's a different story for another day. You can check out my playlist on food safety. Okay. You so you can have home insurance, the home warranty. Again, these are all charged topics. And you can tell me in the comments, yeah, I've got the home warranty and I love it. Oh, I had home warranty and I freaking hated it. I wasted my money, right? That's each an individual thing, but you have to decide, is it worth it for you? If you don't have an emergency fund, you may want that. Whereas those that have an emergency fund, they think nothing of going and getting a hot water heater if they need it, or just going and getting a brand new stove because by the time they paid all the crap and the repair fee, it's just easier just to get a new one. So it depends on where you are in life, right? Um, you need to have that emergency fund because it'll get you out of a lot of pickles and not get into debt. Because the biggest thing living alone, there is no one else to depend on but you. And if you haven't set your pennies aside for a rainy day, you better get on it. That's all I can tell you. Um, please like, share, and subscribe. And check out the next video that I'm going to make on how to avoid loneliness living alone. Bye-bye.